Hello Wedding Fairs Yorkshire, I'm Jill, I'm the designer maker here at Tying the Knot, and we're going to have a little look around my design studio, which never ever looks this tidy except when I'm doing a live broadcast. We're going to talk about how our ties, pocket squares and bow ties are made, but I really got started, I launched the wedding range last September at Wedding Fairs Yorkshire's Huddersfield Town Hall event. Because I'd noticed that a lot of grooms were wearing the same sort of outfits, the same tie style over and over again, and thought that actually now that brides and bridesmaids are starting to develop their look, you see lots of bridesmaids in coordinating colours and different styles of dresses rather than all the same, that maybe it was time for the men to get a look in on something a bit more fun and a bit more creative. So we're going to have a look at my models, which do look like a headless take that, and a range of our spring and summer style ties and bow tie sets. So we're going to start over here. I don't know which one of the guys this is, whether it's Gary, but this particular model is wearing a very modern print of purple lilac with a grey etching. Beautiful sort of rose poppy style. All of our sets come as a tie or bow tie with a pocket square, except for our Simply bow ties, which I'll talk about later. And they're designed, we fashion ours with small paper flower boutonnières, great for keepsakes, great if you have allergies like I do, hay fever, but it also keeps the look balanced. Nothing in that chest area dominates. You keep the colours look fresh and everything works together. So for example, this tie, everything I make by hand, they're all 100% cotton. The cotton pocket squares are all hand sewn with a flat hem. There's no overlocking, it is all properly hemmed. As I say, everything is 100% cotton, with the exception of our interface in our long ties. This is our long tie interface. It is synthetic because wool causes allergies and is also massively expensive, but it does help us to have our ties with this beautiful knot and to keep their shape well when they're cotton. So we'll look at some of the other items in our, this isn't all, this is just a selection. So we have prints from sort of spring cherry blossom, much more abstract prints. These are at the back are our range, part of our range of Simply bow ties. They are just the bow tie by themselves, no pocket squares or anything like that. I have a question.
What's your prices?
Okay, so our prices are £30 for a tie and pocket square set and £25 for a bow tie. We do have some sets where there are 5 pieces altogether, which are a set price for all 5 pieces because they're made of coordinating fabrics and are designed to go together. So everything has a set price. So Simply bow ties, as I say, they're £25 each. They're all made of 100% cotton. All of our bow ties, like with our long ties, are made by hand. Everything is sewn in cotton thread to match the fabric so that it all blends in together. They also have proper copper fixings. These are black painted copper fixings. You have a hook and an eye that go together to hold the bow tie in place. And then you have a proper copper slider so that you can adjust to fit yourself just right. There are other ways of making bow ties, but I like to use the proper adjustable sliders and things. I think they give a much better fit and it feels much more comfortable and much more secure. We also make a range of vintage cufflinks. So for example, we have vintage sixpences, vintage threepenny bits. You have to be as old as me to remember a threepenny bit. And this beautiful bit of bling on the end here is actually vintage Swarovski crystal, which I also have in blue. But like with all things vintage, everything is in limited numbers because they're just not readily available in the shops the way other things are. So we'll move on to our next model. Actually, this is Ben and Jerry. You can tell that I like ice cream from either of these. Ben is wearing quite a traditional look, But what we've done with the boutonniere is to pick out the paler pink. The lovely thing about pattern ties is you can pick out any of the colours that are within it to highlight, to make the statement. So, for example, if your bridesmaids are in shades of pink, then that's the perfect tie. It has a nice blue background with lots of pink. Over here on Jerry, again, a more classical style. This one is lots of red and pink roses, which we've styled with just a red rose boutonniere. Very classic look for the summer, but also I think very roses and florals are quite festival and boho. So you could wear something like that with a waistcoat or just with braces if you preferred. The last wedding fair I did, I talked a bit about styling, and I've put a video onto our Facebook page about styling your groom and groomsmen in the same, exactly the same bow tie we picked. So today I'm going to talk about styling a little more. We're going to move over to my cutting and workbench. And we're going to look at some ties here. So this tie fabric is very much of a vintage festival boho look. Again, 100% cotton, so great summer look, and pocket square and bow tie. Now, I've made this set deliberately with one long tie, and there are 3 bow tie sets. You can have your groom in the long tie with the matching pocket square. You can have your best man in the matching bow tie and pocket square, and then other guests, for example, ushers, etc. We've got 2 other sets that we can then mix and match. If you're going for yellow, we can take the yellow and make yellow bow ties and match them with the patterned pocket square and put a plain pocket square with the patterned bow tie. We can really make these as unique as you want them to look. You can have everybody in the same thing. You can have 3 main people in the bow ties, but it's an option for you to look at how you can style your party in the same colourways and patterns without necessarily all looking the same. Do I have a question? I do.
The question was asked, can you make the ties or bow ties if the customer provides material? They're thinking of using cut material from what the bridesmaid might be wearing.
Absolutely. The reason that I'm showing you these styling things is because making custom, it's what I would do. So, for example, the set I just showed you, the yellow and blue set, if we had to extend it by custom making in yellow or blue and coordinating that, that's not a problem. And we can make everybody in the party fit, but look unique in lines with what you're looking for in your wedding. So we're going to move on to this oriental pattern. This is the reverse of this one. I have lots of longer ties and only 1 bow tie set. So again, we can mix and match. We can have the groom in the bow tie. I have to admit I am biased towards bow ties. I really like them. So we can have the groom in the bow tie, other members in the longer tie. And then if you've got extended, we can go for the deeper red, the very deep wine red, and then there's a slightly less deep red, the taupe. We can pick out any of the colours that match with the suits, the bridesmaids' dresses, etc. And I'm really keen that when people choose to work with us, that they get the wedding their day, their way, so that the look is unique for them. So part of that service is that we offer a consultation service through Facebook. So we can link up over Facebook, have a cup of tea and talk about what you're planning for your wedding and how we can make that look work. So you might say to me, well, I want purple, I want this, I want that. And we can see how we can pull it all together so that everybody has the unique look that you are looking for. At the moment, we've discounted that service on Facebook. You go onto our Facebook page, which is Tying the Knot UK. However, the first person to comment, I want a consultation today, in the comments box under this, and we'll have a consultation for free. I'd love to do it face to face with a glass of Prosecco. It's not possible, but it's still possible to plan your groom look and your wedding, even though we can't get together in person. And I think that's great. That gives you something very positive to work work towards, especially as it's involving both of you, involving the groom and yourself. I know some people have asked me, you know, can we do football colours? Well, yeah, everything's possible except a fabric that's licensed. I think I have another question.
Are you able to make children's ties and bow ties?
Yes, yeah, it's just a much smaller version. The boys' bow ties tend to go onto Velcro so that they're not having the same fixing, so you don't have the worry of choking and things like that. So yes, we can make your entire smallies and your biggies all look great together. So as I say, if the first person to put "I want a consultation" in the comments on this Facebook, and we'll set up that time with you so we can talk through what you would like for your particular day. We're also over on Instagram, Tying the Knot UK. Instagram I love to use as a massive mood board. I like to put lots of colours and different themes and thoughts about weddings on there. So if you want to pop over and follow us on Instagram, that would be great. We also on Instagram offer regular Instagram offers. So that might be a discount in the shop, it might be a giveaway. So by being part of our Instagram family, you'll be having access to all of that. We are due to be at Huddersfield Wedding Fair through Wedding Fair Yorkshire. So thank you, Alan and Alana. On that occasion, I shall be looking at autumn-winter looks. Autumn and winter differ from the summer. The summer tends to be quite pastel or bright florals. Autumn-winter rather tends to move into more natural nature shades, so the colours of leaves of the trees, or dual colours, lots of sapphire, ruby, emerald, those kinds of colours, particularly for a Christmas, December wedding when reds and golds and greens become very, very popular. In terms of colour schemes, a lot of colour schemes are dictated around flowers that are available at the time, and they take their inspiration from nature, which is why we have so many of the paler colours in the bright sunshine and the richer colours coming out in the winter when the light's not so good. I did plan this for a lovely sunny summery day that we've had all week until today when it's grey and overcast. Are there any more questions, comments? Love to chat with anybody afterwards. We will be on Facebook Live if anyone wants to, on the comments of Facebook Live if anybody wants to have a chat. And thank you very much for joining us, and I hope we've given you some wedding inspiration.